Hi everyone, this is Yesha with IELTSMaterial.com. Let us go back to the school days and recall how we used to describe a diagram of an instrument or an equipment or a life cycle, or let's say a process diagram or a manufacturing unit or a mechanical or physical diagram. Today we are also going to do something related to the same. Yes, the name of the task that we will be learning today is IELTS writing process diagram, wherein we will be describing about different stages, processes and the sequences of events. Without wasting any time, let's get into the task and find out how many stages we are going to explain. So what is the definition of a process diagram? IELTS process diagram is a diagram that illustrates the process or the stages of a product or a cycle. This requires you to explain the sequences of a process step by step. So you will find many different stages, and this clearly is explained in the example question task. You can see the instructions as I explain every time in my video, saying that the time duration for this task is going to be 20 minutes and you should ideally write around 175 to 185 words, but the instruction says or it asks you to write around 150 words, that is at least 150 words. Let's see the main question. The main question says the picture below shows the recycling process of wasted glass bottles. From the figure you can see that there are three main stages: stage 1, stage 2 and stage 3. And in the stage 1 or let's say 2 or 3, there are sub processes as well, or I would say sub stages, which has different categories, and you have to explain these in detail. The best part of the process diagram is that you already have the words or let's say the notes, and you only have to expand these notes or vocabulary into sentences according to the sequence of stages. So that is why if you get a question of process diagram in your examination, you are fortunate enough to get at least band 8 if you explain this answer in a really good manner. Let's get into the tips to illustrate a process diagram. Number 1, analyze the diagram and the process thoroughly. Number 2, follow through the given information or the process. That means from stage 1 to stage 2, stage 2 to stage 3. Number 3, understand the key stages and the concepts. Number 4, understand that the process is a linear or a cyclical process. Let me give you an example of a linear process. Manufacturing unit or the manufacture of any product is called as a linear process because it is generally used according to the supply and demand concept. If we talk about a cyclical process, that means the recycling process or a life cycle are the best examples. Number 5, make sure to describe stages in the correct sequence, starting with an introduction and presenting an accurate overall statement. Number 6, finally, review your answer for spelling and grammatical errors before submitting. Thank you for watching it till here. If you want to learn more tips and strategies for IELTS, then check out the description below and book a free demo class today. Let me recall what I explained about this question task before. Here we have 3 stages. Stage 1, which talks about the collection of the wasted glass bottles and transporting it to the destination where it will be processed further. Stage 2 talks about the process, that is the cleaning, segregating these bottles into brown, green and clear bottles, and then taking it to the glass factory where it will be taken for the rest of the procedures, that is breaking the glasses into pieces, burning the glasses in the furnace with a particular temperature, and then recycling it to make it or to mold it into a new glass bottle. Finally, stage 3 talks about the made glass bottles, that is newly glass bottles, and delivering it to the supermarkets or to the shops where they are ready to be sold. In this manner, you can take 3 different paragraphs. Number 1, explaining about stage 1. Number 2, explaining about stage 2. And number 3, explaining about stage 3. I have used the same manner in the sample answer. The introduction statement is taken into one sentence, and which is a complete paraphrase content of the question. The diagram illustrates numerous stages in the recycling of waste glass bottles. That's it. The overall statement talks about the overall process. There are 3 key stages shown in the diagram. This states that this is the overall process in the diagram, which starts from a particular stage and ends with a particular stage. The third paragraph clearly explains in detail the first stage. The fourth paragraph illustrates the second stage. And finally, the third, that is the last stage, is explained in the last paragraph, which talks about the delivery of the new bottles to the supermarkets or shops. Here I have a question, a sample question for you to put in your answers in the comment section below. You have to understand what actually this diagram is about and immediately note down the different areas. For example, reservoir, intake, penstock, turbine, generator, powerhouse, river, and finally long distance power lines. Understand how many stages you can describe here, and accordingly you can take the number of paragraphs. I would suggest you to take long paragraphs, 2 long body paragraphs, which would explain the process before the water gets into the generator and then the process when the electricity is generated. In this manner, you will be able to explain 2 main body paragraphs. So, the first paragraph will be the introduction. The second will talk about the overall process of how the hydroelectricity dam works. And then the third paragraph, the body paragraph, and then finally the last stages of this particular process. So now follow this process. Rewind the video, go back to the strategies or the explanation, quickly move to the sample question wherein you have to give the answers, and I will wait for your answers in the comment section. I will also give you a very good feedback with a band score range. Stay with us for the rest of the lessons, and to do this, you have to like, share and subscribe IELTS Material YouTube channel. Keep learning and stay updated with IELTS Material YouTube channel. Bye-bye.